Complete domination by the Minnesota Lynx today against the Sparks, thanks to Napheesa Collier. Alana Smith here feeds her, pulls up and sinks a three. Collier with an incredible 26 points in the first half alone. Mid-third quarter, Lynx having some fun, up 29 at this point. Bridget Carlton feeds Collier, who gets the tough floater to fall there, and the Lynx go on to win this one 101-78. Collier, the MVP season continues. 32 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. Complete team effort, though. Courtney Williams off the bench, absolutely incredible, was cooking. 15 points in 13 minutes in the first half alone. She finished the day 17 points, 3 rebounds, and 2 assists. The Lynx now improved to 10-1 on the season. That's tied for the second best start in their franchise history. We'll next see the Aces. But after the game, our own Brandon Baylor caught up with Collier. Take a listen to this.
Napheesa, clearly a total team effort here, triple digits for you guys. Talk about the resiliency we saw today.
I think we came out really hot, you know. We didn't start the second half the way we wanted to, but I think we finished good, and I think it shows the potential of what we have.
A lot of us like to say when you talk about a game, it's a lesson you learn for the future. What did you guys learn about this group and the mentality and DNA that you're building this year?
I think just, again, the potential we have when we are playing well in the way that, to the standard that we know we can, and what happens when you don't, you know. Everyone in this league is really good. Anyone can come back, so we got to make sure we're stepping on people's throats the entire 40 minutes.
All right, go enjoy that win.
Thank you.
Napheesa Collier just makes it look easy. First player in WNBA history with 30 or more points on 80% field goal shooting, 5 or more rebounds, and 5 or more assists in a single game. And for much more on this one, let's go ahead and welcome in Julianna Viani, who had a front row seat to this game on the sideline. Julianna, it's so great to see you. Let's go ahead and start with your biggest takeaways and the absolute clinic that the Lynx put on today.
Well, I think going into this game, we knew this would be a big test for the Minnesota Lynx coming off of a loss. Listen, most teams are not going to go undefeated in a season. I think Cheryl Reeve knew that. The team knows that. But what they didn't like in their loss to Seattle was their defensive effort. They told us countless times before the game that they just did not defend the way they typically do. And they came out today and they defended like we've never seen before. I would not have wanted to be on the Sparks end after a Minnesota loss, because you know that this is a team with aspirations to win a WNBA title. So they're going to respond in such a way as to make a statement. So I thought that they did that today as a whole and individually too. But the team looked terrific in every way.
A huge statement. You mentioned individually. I'm assuming that you're alluding to Napheesa Collier here, who was just absolutely surgical. She finished the day 30 points, 8 rebounds, 6 assists. She alone scored more than the Sparks in the first quarter. Finished the game, as I mentioned, with 30 points. At one point scored 26 points in 18 minutes. Just insane. Should we wrap this MVP award up and just give it to her at this point, or what do you think?
No, I don't think she would say that. She's the type that is a very process-driven player. I mean, she looks that way to me. She is certainly giving herself more and more credibility to receive that award, because that is what she is playing like. There is nobody as versatile as Napheesa Collier. The way that she's able to do it inside, the way that she can pop out, knock down threes, she can take you off the bounce, her post play with her back to the basket. She was just on display today, showing that ability. But, of course, the former defensive player of the year, she's a two-way player, too, so she's getting deflections. She never gives a play up, and I just love that. She doesn't take off, and so her plays today, and she didn't even play in that fourth quarter much at all. You know, so she could have had 40 points for all we know if Cheryl Reeve left her in there, but she was just phenomenal.
Most definitely. It feels like every time she's on the court, we are all watching just a masterclass in basketball. Obviously, they have one of the best players in the game on their team, but what else makes the Lynx in totality such a difficult team to stop?
Well, I think for them, it all starts on their defensive end. I mean, that is what fuels their offense. And so if you've noticed, when they're stopping teams, there's nobody like them because they get out and they run, they get out in transition. They have multiple players that can score. Their front court has been tremendous. You saw Alana Smith get going today, and then you have Courtney Williams as the guard and Kayla McBride. I mean, they have so many weapons on this team that it's really tough to pinpoint just one player. So I do think as a whole, though, it starts with their defensive grittiness and, of course, their chemistry. We've been talking about chemistry with this team since the start of last season, where they were a brand new group, and yet they had instantaneous chemistry. That has rolled over into this year, too. And so I think less hurdles to climb this year, and they just have to keep putting it together the way they have been.
Yeah, great point there. A complete team effort.
And it doesn't hurt to get Collier.
Yeah, that's right. That is so true. And I'm glad also you mentioned off the bench, Courtney Williams. Yeah, she was cooking off the bench, 15 points in 13 minutes in the first half alone. Just lastly here, Julianne, tough loss, of course, for the Sparks as they kind of look to rebound from this one. What do they have to focus on the rest of the way?
Well, I think they just had a lot of trouble offensively in general today. I mean, Kelsey Plum was smothered. She had 20 points, but they were tough points. She wasn't super efficient. They need to get her, more efficient in terms of her ability to get easier looks off, but she needs some help. They were missing some players here today. No Odyssey Sims. They did not have Ray Burrell, who's been out too with an injury, and she should be back hopefully within the next few weeks, but timetable is still TBD. Still no more Cameron Brink. So they do have some injuries right now, but I do think that they need to continue to bounce back. Rakea Jackson played very well. I think they've got to continue to get offense from her, too. And Dearica Hamby didn't have the greatest performance here tonight. A lot of things they can take away from this one. They're still a young group, and they're still trying to figure out the chemistry situation, a new coach. But they do have talent, and I think that it starts with them with just kind of figuring it out and gaining the chemistry as they go.
All right, we'll see if they can rebound their next game Tuesday against the Seattle Storm. Julianna Viani joining us here live on CBS Sports HQ after that complete domination from the Minnesota Lynx. You can get more WNBA chatter. Also, the NBA Finals going on right now. Crucial series you can watch. Triple Threat. Ashley Nicole Moss, the host, on YouTube or CBS Sports Network.